So hi guys, so today we are going to see the compilation of previous year questions on the topic of making of the Indian Constitution. So let's see. So B. Patabi Sitaramaya was the chairman of the House Committee of the Constituent Assembly of the India. So after the Constituent Assembly, they created a particular department and make in some of the leaders as the head, and one of the committees House Committee. For this, Patabi Sitaramaya was the head, and he was also the member of the Madras provinces. And in 1939 Tripuri session, the Patab he was nominated by the Gandhi for this election. Yeah, he was contested against Subhash Chandra Bose, and he also established the Andhra Bank at Machilapatnam in November 28, 1923. So let's see about Constituent Assembly. So it ratified the membership of the Commonwealth UN group in May 1949. So it adopted national anthem and national song in January 24, 1950. So in 1950 January 24, both the national anthem and national song is adopted. So the date is so important. And the national flag was adopted in July 22, 1947. So in 1947 July 22 national flag was adopted. Then the Constituent Assembly was formed in 1946 November, and for this the election was happened on July to August 1946. The Constituent Assembly consists of 389 of members, and out of this 15 women are there. So the 15 women name is important. So they are Ammu Swaminathan, Annai Masakarne, so Dakshayani Velayudham, Begum Aizaz Rasu, Durgabai Deshmukh, Hansa Jeevraj Mehta, and Kamala Chaudhary, Leela Rai, Malati Chaudhary, Purnima Banerjee, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, Renuka Ray, Sarojini Naidu, Suchetra Kirpalani, and Vijayalakshmi Pandit. So they are the 15 members who has been part of the Constituent Assembly at the time it was constituted. So they spent around 64 lakhs for creating the Constituent Assembly. And so let's see about drafting committee, some of the important points. So the drafting committee, they written in the language of English by Prem Bihari Navain Raizada, in Hindi by V.K. Vaidya. So the members are B.R. Ambedkar, so he was the chairman of the drafting committee, and N. Gopalasamy Iyengar, so Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, and K.M. Munshi, and Muhammad Saadullah, and B.L. Mittal was the member because of the letter of the N. Madhav Rao, and D.R. Kaitan was the member because of the letter of the Krishnamachari. Ammu Swaminathan was also been a part of Constituent Assembly from the Madras constituency in 1946. So in 1942 he has been jailed for Quit India movement, and in 1952 he became the Lok Sabha member, and in 1954 he became the Rajya Sabha member. Then the Women's India Association was established in 1917 by Ammu Swaminathan, Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay, and Annai Besant Muthulakshmi Reddy. They are established this in Adayar. Then another important details of the Constituent Assembly. So the first session was happened on 9th December 1946 under the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946. The 11th session was happened between 24th to 26th November of 1949. So after adopting it, it has 395 articles, 8 schedules, 22 parts, and it contains more than 1,45,000 words. The 10th session was happened on 16th to 17th October of 1949. So the Credential Committee, the head is Alladi Krishna Swamy Iyer, and for the Union's Power Committee, the head is Jawaharlal Nehru, and K. Munshi was the head of Order of Business Committee, and J.B. Kirpalani was the head of Fundamental Rights Subcommittee. So let's see about the Nehru report. So Motilal Nehru, so he was the father of Jawaharlal Nehru, and he was the head for preparing this Nehru report. So he was prepared it along with the Congress leaders who drafted the constitution for India, and Jawaharlal Nehru was the secretary. So other member was Subhash Chandra Bose and Tej Bahadur Sapru, Ali Imran, M.S. Sanai, Mangal Singh, Sohaib Qureshi, G.R. Pradhan was also the member of this report. So Nehru report was opposed by one of the Muslim League's leaders called Jinnah. So he raised a 14 demand which is called as Jinnah's 14 points. So the Constituent Assembly was recognized by Section 8 of 1 by the Indian Independence Act of 1947. So it was based on the Mountbatten Plan, which was came into force on June 3rd, 1947, which passed on July 5 on 1947, declared India as a independence and a sovereign state. So then R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, so he was the first financial minister of India after independence, which was from 1947 to 1949, and he was also the first union budget. The first union budget was proposed by him in 26th November 1947. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the first law justice minister and chief architect of the constitution. So in 1990 he got Bharat Ratna, which is he is also known as Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So he was born on 14th April 1891 and died on 6th December 1956. So Sardar Baldev Singh was the first defense minister, Amrit Kaur was the first health minister, Maulana Azad was the first educational minister. So Benegal Narasimha Rao was the constitutional advisor to Constituent Assembly appointed in 1946. So in 1950 to 1952, India's representative to United Nations Security Council, UNSC. So the judge for International Court of Justice at where it was located in Hague, Netherlands, and Sardar Patel was the first deputy PM of India, and Jawaharlal Nehru was India's first PM. So he was the first external affairs minister and India's longest serving foreign minister, 17 years. Then John Mathai was the first railway minister, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was the head of the provincial constitution, which is a provincial level committee, and he was also the head of the advisory committee on fundamental rights, and he was also head on the minorities and tribal and the excluded areas. So Jawaharlal Nehru was the head of Union Powers Commission, Union Constitution Commission. So for Indian federal system, which is called as a power sharing between a central and state, which is written in the constitution, and independent judiciary to settle disputes on high courts and supreme court, which where it should not interfere between them. And it provided us the three-tier government, which is called a central, state, local government. The local government consists of the panchayat and municipalities. So these are the key points from the some of the previous year questions of Constituent Assembly and came under the topic of making of the Indian Constitution. So thank you.